I wonder how many buyers have purchased a 3-row SUV but really only need 2 rows plus some extra space in the back. Mazda may have the answer for you. This is the CX-70 SUV. It's only got 2 rows, but it's the same size as the CX-90 3-row. Get in. This is Family Wheels.
The CX-70 really shouldn't be its own model because it's identical to the CX-90, but without that SUV's third row of seats. Mazda is a relatively small automaker though, and maybe the marketing department felt a separate designation might make the brand seem larger. Regardless, the extra space is there for people with sizable amounts of cargo and no more than a couple of people in the back, 3 in a pinch. So with space as the differentiator, let's pop the liftgate on the CX-70. There is a huge amount of space in the back of the CX-70. Of course, that's the point. That's why they took out the third row of seats. This is our Family Wheels cargo test. 3 bags of groceries, a backpack, and a stroller. It handles them easily and could take that much again. Also, we have some real niceties at this specification. Remote releases for the second row of seats. Also, AC outlet, 120 volts, 1500 watts, 3-prong. On this side, 12 volts. Underneath, there's actually a fair bit of hidden storage, also the charging cable if you want to plug into 120, and a spare tire, a temporary spare. I'm surprised that a vehicle as big as this just barely passes our Family Wheels child seat test. And behind me, the kind that takes up the most room, rear facing. Up front, I've got about that much room between my knees and the glove box door. I've adjusted the front passenger seat to be a lot more comfortable for me. I'm 5 feet 11 inches tall, 180 centimeters, and here in the back, I've got plenty of knee room. So easily accommodates 2 adults in the back of the CX-70. Also, 3 kids, because it's really a bench seat back here. Also, at this specification, lots of luxury. There is a panoramic moonroof, also a full set of HVAC controls, heated seats as well, and 2 USB-C ports. Powering the CX-70 PHEV is a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine supplemented by a hybrid drive, 17.8 kilowatt-hour battery. Let's see what kind of pep that gives us in normal mode going up one of Vancouver's steeper hills. I detected a fairly slow response there. It took a while to get going. In normal mode again. Second time, it responded a lot faster. Let's move it up into sport. Yes, there's a sport mode on this big thing, and there you get a quicker response again. And red gauges. In straight EV mode, when you hit the gas, the engine kicks in anyway. And that's a good safety feature to have, actually. You don't want to be depending just on the electric drive if you need to hit the pedal and get out of the way of something. Here's an interesting fact about the 2 flavors of CX-70. Here, the PHEV, you expect it to be more expensive than the internal combustion engine only vehicle, and it is, but by only $1,000 on the Canadian MSRP. That's very small. Usually it's thousands and thousands of dollars more to get the PHEV. The EV range on the CX-70 PHEV is flatly disappointing. The spec is 42 kilometers, 26 miles, and that is low. I recently read a report by Bloomberg New Energy Finance showing that PHEV range is, on average, much greater, and especially in Europe. I charged this vehicle up to 100% on my level 2 charger at home, and the indicated range was not 42, but 37 kilometers. The engine is coming in when the engine is needed. The rest of the time we use electric drive. The computer does all the thinking for you, and mostly you get an incredibly quiet ride. Well, let's see how the CX-70 handles twists. twists and turns. And the CX-70 is true to Mazda's reputation for vehicles that handle well and are enjoyable to drive, despite its size. Let's check out the brakes on the CX-70. That was an excellent, well-controlled stop. By the way, at this top-level specification, we have 21-inch tires, and the width is 275. They certainly help. The CX-70 has the same long wheelbase as the 3-row CX-90. That should help out on our neighborhood bumpy road with its potholes, patches, and speed bumps. Let's give it a try. Definitely smooths all that out. There's a bit of jiggling, but you'll get that when it's trying to accommodate things like that speed bump. And as with the bumpy road, we see that the CX-70 does a fine job of tuning out those little noises that come up from the pebbly surface. Kudos to Mazda for keeping many of the functions off of screens. All buttons down here for HVAC, comfort, convenience, and so forth. Of course, you don't have a touch screen here, you have the click wheel, but this all makes a great deal of sense, and I like it. The CX-70 PHEV comes in just 2 trims, but even the base version has 19-inch wheels, a moonroof, 10-way power adjustment of the driver's seat, and adaptive cruise control with stop and go. But the top trim is the counterintuitive value play. Although it costs several $1,000s more, the list of luxury and convenience features is long. Napa leather, ventilated front seats, wireless device connection and charging, Bose audio, driver's seat memory, 360-degree parking view, head-up display, power-adjusted front passenger seat, heated rear seats, power liftgate, 21-inch wheels, trailer hitch view, and Alexa.
I am really impressed with the Mazda CX-70, particularly in PHEV form and at this luxury trim level. But what do you think? Leave a comment. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, and thanks for subscribing. I'm Richard Detman, and I'll see you next time on Family Wheels.